Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Sakshi Vilas Shirgaonkar, student teacher from Bombay Teachers Training College, and today's chapter is humidity and clouds from 8th standard. So let us begin. Now you can see two shirts in the slide. Tell me which shirt will dry faster, the one which is crushed or the one which is spread out. Yes, the shirt which is spread out will dry faster because of the surface area. The rate of evaporation will also increase. Now, tell me which shirt will dry faster, the one kept in a hot summer or the one kept in a cold winter? Yes, the shirts kept in a hot summer will dry faster because of the temperature. The rate of evaporation will also increase. Now tell me which shirt will dry faster, the shirt without wing or the shirt with wing? Yes, the shirt with the wing will dry faster because of the air outside, or when it is kept under the fan it will dry faster. So today's chapter is humidity and clouds, as I said earlier. Now tell me, have you ever thought why clothes get dry when you hang them out? Where does the water from the clothes go? Yes, it goes in the air as water vapor. So it is changing its state from liquid to gas. So does that mean it is boiling? Are the clothes boiling? No, the clothes are evaporating. So evaporation means when the water changes from liquid to a gas or a vapor is called as evaporation. The example is a drying of clothes. Let us see the other examples of evaporation. The first is puddle of water. The water inside the puddle will disappear. It's because of the evaporation. The perfume inside the perfume bottle will evaporate, will disappear. When you open it, all the perfume inside the bottle will disappear. It will evaporate in the air. The next is the sweat of our body will evaporate. Then it cools down our body. The water in the sea will evaporate and it rises up and forms cloud. That's how it starts raining. That's how water cycle, which we have learned earlier, it happens because of evaporation. Earlier we saw that boiling also means water turning into liquid to gas, and same with evaporation, but there are many differences between them. Tell me which needs higher temperature, boiling or evaporation? Yes, boiling needs higher temperature. So let us see the differences between boiling and evaporation. Boiling means when the water is boiling at fixed or above temperature, it is known as a boiling point. Example, it's 100 degrees Celsius. When water boiling above or 100 degrees Celsius, it is boiling. Evaporation means it evaporates below boiling point, that is 100 degrees Celsius. It is called evaporation. Boiling is a bulk phenomena, which means when the water boils, the whole water will boil inside the vessel. Evaporation is a surface phenomena. It means the water above the surface will evaporate. That's why we see the particles on the surface, which is the... Now tell me which is the faster process, boiling or evaporation? Yes, boiling is the fastest process. Now let us see the example. You can see two vessels. One vessel is outside under the fan and other vessel is kept inside the cupboard. Now let us see which the water from the vessel will disappear. The water from the vessel disappears which is outside under the fan. Why? Because of the air of the fan, the water will evaporate. Now let us see the another example. As we could see, there was a water in the vessel, in the bowl, and there was water in the test tube, but the water disappeared from the bowl. Why? Because the surface area of the bowl is bigger than the test tube. So what are the factors affecting evaporation? The three factors: air, temperature and surface area. Now tell me which shirt will dry faster. The temperature is same now. for the two shots, but one is kept where the humidity is low and one is kept where the humidity is high. Now tell me which shot will dry faster? The shot which is kept in a low humidity will dry faster, because now let us see what do we mean by humidity. Humidity in the air. It means the water vapor present in the air. The air can hold only certain amount of water vapor. It is called as a moisture holding capacity. It means there is a moisture in the air and it can be dependent on the temperature of the air. If the air is warm, the air can hold the moisture. That means the moisture capacity of the air is higher. But the air cools down, it cannot hold the moisture. It means its moisture holding capacity will reduce. So it means if the air has to hold the moisture, the air should be warm, not cool. Now what do we mean by saturation of the air? It means the air moisture holding capacity should be equal to the moisture present in it. It is called as saturation of the air. If the moisture is not equal, if the moisture in the air is increasing, it means it will lose its saturation. And what happens when it loses its saturation? The next step takes place, that is precipitation. What do we mean by precipitation? It means when the moisture increases, it will start losing the saturation and it will precipitate. Example of precipitation are rainfall, snowfall, sleets and hail. Now what do we mean by absolute humidity? It is the total amount of water vapor in the air. It is not dependent on the temperature. The absolute humidity is measured in grams per cubic meter. So the absolute humidity is 30 grams per cubic meter. It will be 30 grams per cubic meter. When the air is saturated, it means the holding capacity of the air is at 30 degrees Celsius. The absolute humidity changes as the temperature of the air changes. Now let us see what do we mean by this statement. Now we can see here two pictures. Absolute humidity is higher in coastal and equatorial regions. The absolute humidity is higher in near the coastal areas because the coastal areas, example the wetlands where the land and water is connected, the regions are cooler. When they are cooler, it means the humidity is higher. But as you get away from coastal to interior regions, the humidity will decrease. The same is with the equatorial regions where absolute humidity is higher, and when we move towards pole regions where absolute humidity decreases. Now what do we mean by relative humidity? The amount of water vapor present in the air can be expressed as a percentage of the amount needed for saturation at the same time, the temperature and the same volume. It is expressed in percentage. As we can see, relative humidity is equal to absolute humidity upon vapor holding capacity into 100. As we can see over here in this diagrams, it is clearly shown where the temperature increases, the relative humidity decreases. But as the temperature decreases, the relative humidity is 100%. And we also know the amount of water vapor changes according to the differences in the temperature. Similarly, relative humidity also changes. Generally, relative humidity is more in the mornings and night. In the afternoon, as the temperature increases, relative humidity decreases. Near coastal areas, the relative humidity is more and so the air is moist. In desert areas, relative humidity is less. Now let us see the experiment 1. Now herein, take a water in a pressure cooker. Take off the vessel of the pressure cooker. Now hit the cooker. Take a lid with a handle. After the water starts boiling, hold the lid at a distance from where the steam is coming out. So by that, you will observe that the water changed into water vapor after it was heated. The water turns into water droplets when it touches the cooler lid. We can see the water droplets deposited on the lid. Now let us see the other experiment. Here you have to take a glass with a flat bottom, put some ice cubes in it. Keep this glass in a room for 2-3 minutes. In some time, you will see droplets of water on the outer surface of the glass. When the water vapor in the air comes in a contact with the cold surface, condensation takes place. These droplets form on the outer surface of the glass. In the first activity, the steam from the cooker cooled and condensed into water droplets. In the second experiment, the water in the vapor in the air condensed into water droplets. So let us see what do we mean by condensation, densification, sublimation. Okay, so this is nothing but one thing only. Condensation, also we can say densification, also we can say sublimation. So it is the process of changing of water vapor in the air into water is called as condensation or densification. Also the process of vapor, that is gas, changing into solid state is called sublimation. If the temperature of the air reduces, its vapor holding capacity also reduces. When relative humidity of the air becomes 100%, vapor starts condensing. At this time, the temperature of the air should be at dew point. It implies that for condensation, temperature should be low and relative humidity must be high. In the free environment, condensation of the vapor in the air occurs around fine particles, that is dust, salt, etc. in the air. Dew, frost and fog are the forms of condensation at the ground level, while clouds are the form of condensation at higher elevation. Now here's the link for y'all. It's a nearby link. It's an assignment for y'all. I'm putting this link in description box. And thank you for watching. If you like my video, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you.